Kia ora to my beautiful Operatunity family. It's been so long since I've been able to be with you all. This terrible COVID business has impacted all of us, but most especially Operatunity. We just haven't been able to get together and perform with you all with all of the restrictions. I'm hoping that all of you watching and all of your loved ones are safe and well. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amanda Atlas. I first performed with Operatunity in 2014, which means I've been with them for nearly 10 years. I don't get to travel and work with Operatunity as much as I would like because I live in Christchurch, so sometimes it's a bit difficult to get away from my family and commitments down here. But there's nothing like working with this incredible company, and I just adore the opportunities I get to work with Operatunity. So when Sue asked me to host an episode of the Happiness Half Hour, I was thrilled to say yes. I've been watching them religiously every time they are released, so it's wonderful to get a chance to share a little bit of myself with you all. So here I am in the bedroom of my brand new house, which we were lucky enough to move into just before all the lockdowns started last year. My daughter is at rehearsal for a show that she's in. My husband is preparing for some productions and concerts that he's involved with. And here I am with all of you beautiful people. I know Sue has some clips of me performing, which we will share with you today. But she specifically requested the beautiful Edith Piaf song La Vie en Rose. So it's been a long time since I've performed, so it was a real thrill today and quite strange to curl my hair and put on some makeup and don a beret to sing this gorgeous French song for you all. Enjoy. Many of you know me quite well after various tours and trips we've been on together. But to give you just a quick rundown of my life and my experiences in my career, I grew up the daughter of an Anglican vicar in and around the various towns in the South Island. And so all my early training and performances were done in the church, where I competed rather seriously with my brother to get the most solos in the church choir. I did go to Victoria University to train in classical singing, but my very first love of performing ever since I was 6 years old and became obsessed with the My Fair Lady soundtrack, was music theatre. So most of my childhood and teenage years was spent belting out musical theatre numbers into my hairbrush. So that was where I really got my first love of acting and singing. So yes, as I said, I went to Victoria University to train in classical singing and started my career in opera with roles at university and then with Wellington City Opera. I then continued my training in New York. I had met a New Zealand woman, a teacher who was based in New York, so I went over to work with her and was an apprentice at an opera company on the east side there. That involved chorus and understudy work and lots of different operas over the whole season. And the resident artists, which I was, also got to do recitals and their own productions. My first big opportunity in New York was after a couple of years there, putting in my work in the chorus and in the resident artist concerts. I was given the role of Rose Morant in Kurt Weill's Street Scene, which is an amazing American opera. And on that show, I also happened to meet my husband, Ravel Atlas, hence my name. So there I was in New York, working at this opera company, Di Capo Opera, having an amazing time. To support myself, as it was an unpaid position, I worked as a nanny for a little boy who this year is getting married. So that just goes to show how many years ago that was. And then after that family left New York, I got a job working as a singer and actor for a company called Broadway Babies, which basically told the story of a Broadway show each week in these little mini Mommy and Me classes. So singing and acting out the show. It was very fun. And we started on the Upper East Side and then opened a new venue on the Upper West Side on a beautiful sunny day in September. After our first class, we had a wee break and our pianist went out to get a coffee. He came back in and his face was white. And he said, I don't know, I've just heard something about a couple of planes have flown into the World Trade Center. So I was in New York on 9/11, a very formative day for me personally and obviously for the world. I'd like to perform a song now for you of one woman's experience of that day and her attempts to move on with her life in I'll Be Here. We met, of all places, in front of Gristides some freakishly cold winter's day. I had on several unflattering layers of wool. He tripped on the ice with his grocery bags full. So I rescued some Fruit Loops he had dropped by the curb. And he made some remark that my smile was superb. I thought that was sweet, and I started to go when he said, hey, what you doing tomorrow? Because I'll be here at the corner of Bleecker and Mercer tomorrow at 7. If you want to meet up, I'll be waiting right here. And in case there are two fellas waiting for you, my name's John. He waved, and then he was gone. Needless to say, I went back there to meet him, mostly to see if he'd show. And there he was, out in the cold with his jacket pulled tight. He took me to dinner and kissed me goodnight. The next week we went to this terrible play, and the week after that drank hot chocolate all day. And soon enough, 8 or 9 months had gone by when he said, hey, what you doing the rest of your life? Because I'll be here right beside you as long as you want me to be. There's no question. There isn't nothing I've wanted so much in my life. This might sound immature, but I'm totally sure you're the one. And we had just begun. up into his office that morning, and so I went walking uptown to this bakery I know. When I heard on the street what I thought was a joke, till I heard all the sirens and saw all the smoke. So I'm running back home with this feeling of dread to the voicemail he left, with the last words he said. I'm sorry. I don't mean to ruin your evening by bringing up all of this stuff. You're probably wondering why I even called you tonight. Today something happened that spooked me, alright. I saw this storm cloud of papers fall down from the sky, and I thought of that day, and I started to cry. Sure as I breathe, I heard John, clear as day, saying, hey, you're allowed to move on. It's okay, because I'll be here, even if you decide to get rid of my favorite sweater, even if you go out on my birthday this year, instead of sitting at home letting all of life's moments pass by. You don't have to cry, because I'll be here when you start going back to the places we went to together. When you take off my ring and you let yourself smile. When you meet someone handsome and patient and true. When he says that he wants to be married to you. When you call him one night and he meets you downtown, and you finally answer him, yes. Yes, Jason, I will marry you. I will give you my heart. It has taken so long, but I'm ready to start. Right now, John's whispering congrats in my ear, 'cause I finally let myself tell you that I will be there. So, I got my start in New York, but my professional career really continued in Europe. Ravel and I got married in 2004, and he had Italian citizenship and a position in the chorus at La Scala. So we moved to Italy, where we lived in Lake Como for 2 years. So I had to pinch myself, the most beautiful place I've ever lived, on the 6th floor of an apartment building overlooking the lake. Unbelievable. It was a bit difficult to get work in Italy. It was quite a closed shop if you didn't know the right people. But I had an agent in England and started getting quite a bit of work in the UK and around Europe. So eventually we ended up moving to England. Ravel was shifting away from performing and into teaching. So it seemed like the right choice at the time. But a big highlight for me during my time in Europe was performing in Castle Ward Opera, which is in Northern Ireland, a Glyndebourne type festival where you have the first half of the opera, then everyone had picnics, and then the second half of the opera. And we did Verdi's opera Un ballo in maschera, but the tenor pulled out 2 weeks before, and so Ravel was asked to come in. So that was a huge highlight for me, singing a massive, passionate, wonderful Verdi opera in Ireland with my husband. This beautiful aria is from Dvorak's opera Rusalka. This opera tells the story of a wood nymph, a sprite, a creature who has fallen in love with a human prince but cannot be with him. And in this aria, Rusalka's song to the moon, she sings to the moon, begging the moon to watch over her love as she cannot actually be with him.
Anieli dusza ludzka zni, ać se to zwominko wzbudzi. Nizić knieża zni, knieża zni, knieża zni.
Reveal and I moved to New Zealand, moved back home in 2009 when I got pregnant, as we wanted to bring our child up here at home, surrounded by family. I knew coming home would mean that I couldn't have a full-time career. There's just not enough work as an opera singer in New Zealand, but that was the trade-off, and I was perfectly happy to make that decision to have my daughter at home. And since coming home, I can't complain. I've had a steady stream of work. I've always had something to look forward to. And so it's been an amazing balancing act of singing and traveling for singing, being a mum, and then when I'm not traveling and working as a singer, I teach singing, which I also absolutely adore, and just love watching my students develop and gain in their skills. So some of the highlights since I've come back to New Zealand: I did return to New York to sing the lead role in Minotti's The Consul, which was incredible and an amazing thing to move to sing back in the old company that I got my start in. I fulfilled a lifelong dream in 2016, performing Wagner's Ring Cycle with Opera Australia. And that was a hugely exciting and terrifying event, as I had to enter the Ride of the Valkyries, literally from the gods of this huge opera house, suspended on a swing. So that was terrifying, but equally exciting. I got to sing The Human Voice, Poulenc's The Human Voice, a beautiful one-woman opera, in hotel rooms around New Zealand with New Zealand Opera. And last year performed Donna Elvira in Don Giovanni with the fledgling Wellington Opera Company, a wonderful new opera company in Wellington. So that was a big thrill. And of course, I've had lots of concerts, tours and trips with the wonderful Operatunity. So the lockdowns have obviously meant a lot of cancelled work, which has been difficult, but we have been very well supported by the government in that way. So I'm very fortunate to be living here in New Zealand. But things are slowly coming back now, and in fact I have my first big show booked in June, singing in a little night music by Sondheim here in Christchurch. This show features the very famous Send in the Clowns, which unfortunately my character in the one I've been cast as does not get to sing that song. However, I did record it for Operatunity for the very first lockdown, I think, and so I'd like to introduce that to you now. This beautiful song sung by Desiree, who is bittersweetly realizing that she has missed her chance at love. The wonderful Send in the Clowns. I remember the very first time I sang with Operatunity and feeling the warmth and joy of the audience, you guys, and just knowing I was home. I love the big, exciting operas when I get the chance to do them, but singing with Operatunity provides me with deep joy and satisfaction, working with the incredible artists and colleagues behind the scenes, getting to know the gorgeous and appreciative audiences, both on the concert tours and then on the trips where I get to know you even better, and knowing that I'm in the exact right place for me as an artist and as a person. Words cannot express how much I've missed you all. I cannot wait until we're all together again in person, and there are plans. In the meantime, know that I love you, stay safe, kia kaha, we will get through this together.
The truth is